Okay. Right, morning everyone. We're going to do a little bit of, I guess it's science, but it's just a fun thing to learn how to do. We're going to make some, what, Matthew?
Brown bread.
We're going to make some bread today. Yes, brown bread. We're going to use brown bread flour.
Yep.
The supermarket shelves sometimes have bread, sometimes all of the bread's sold out. If you can get bread flour, which is different to plain flour, it's got a little bit more, it's what they call a stronger flour, so it's got more kind of gluten bonds in it. If you can get bread flour, and if you can get this little thing called yeast.
Yep, and also my dad loves making bread all the time.
Well, bread is good fun to make. If you can get some yeast and bread flour,
Yep.
and water, and
Yep.
what else, Matthew?
Salt and oil.
Then you are absolutely great to make a loaf of bread. We're going to show you how to do it. First thing, we need 500 grams of flour.
Yep.
That's on you, Matty.
Yep, turn it on. Okay, just wait for it to go.
500 grams.
Now 500 grams, here we go. Whee! Make sure it's 100, make sure it's 500. Okay. You're doing well.
Okay.
Almost there. Yay.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Do you know it's 498? We're fine with that.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
we're only
500
2
grams to us. So we're going to get this and we're going to pop it into our big bowl.
Yep.
We need quite a big bowl. It doesn't have to be as big as this. We need quite a big bowl because it gets a little bit messy. Oh. So we've weighed out 500 grams of flour. We've poured it into here. Forgot to mention though, what did we do before?
We washed our hands.
Absolutely, we washed our hands. We're washing our hands
Yeah.
a lot at the
So
minute.
then we won't be able to get our germs in our bread.
Absolutely. So we have now got 500 grams of flour in there. We then get a little packet of yeast. You can have yeast which is freeze-dried and is quick yeast. You can also have fresh yeast, or you could even use a sourdough. Today we're using freeze-dried yeast. It's probably the easiest and simplest to use.
Yeah, it's good for bread.
It's good for bread, isn't it? They come in they come in packets of 7 grams. Technically, you only need 5 grams, but there's no harm in dumping the full 7 in if you just think 2 grams of yeast hanging around is a bit silly. So, boom. We dump that straight in. We also need salt, Matthew, don't we?
Yeah, we definitely do.
So, what we need to put in is in between 5 and 10 grams of salt. You can actually do that with your clean hands
Okay.
by pouring
And tell me
a
when
bit of a handful of salt.
Yeah, tell me when to stop.
And stop. Cool. So if you want to do it with teaspoons, you can do 1.5 or 2 teaspoons of salt. Depending on how salty you like your bread, you've got to put some salt in, otherwise the bread will not taste very nice. Next up, we need the water. We've got 340 millilitres of water. If you're using white flour, I would use 320 millilitres. So
Yeah.
you can weigh that. We've got a jug that has the measuring on the side. Also, you can weigh it. 1 gram of water is exactly 1 millilitre of water. So 340 grams. Go, go, go. So we're just dumping everything in the bowl at the minute. What was the one other thing that we've got as an ingredient? We've used our water, we've used our flour, used our yeast,
Oil.
our salt, great stuff. We need 15 millilitres of oil. So Matty, that is just going to be
A tablespoon.
a tablespoon of oil. So pour it on and pour it in. Good stuff. You could use butter for this.
Yeah, but we use olive oil.
We tend to use olive oil. Now what we need to do, and this is the sort of messy bit, sleeved up,
Definitely.
is you need to start mixing it around. You can do that with a spoon, but realistically, the best thing to do is to get in there with your hands. Matty, start getting in there with your hands.
Oh, it feels weird. It feels like you're putting bogies in your bread.
Ah, that's a lovely image for you. Yeah? We'll be
Yeah.
back in a minute though, I think, because it takes a little bit of a while. I want to show you the next step. Okay, Matthew's been kneading for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we've got something that's starting to look a little bit like a bread dough. Still got messy hands though.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to get a clean surface We cleaned this table before we started, and we've dumped out our dough onto that clean surface.
Yep.
Just trying to get all of the flour and ingredients out from the bowl. Good stuff. Now we need to start kneading it more on this surface. At this point, you might realise you need a little bit more flour. Don't put too much flour in though. It will always start off a little bit wet. Do you want to have a little go?
Yep.
Sometimes you can almost clean your hand by kneading it. I've got a bit of stuff on my hand.
Yeah, because you can move it around.
Let's have a little go, Matty. Yeah, that is a good way to do it.
That's what you do.
If you, yeah, you tell them.
Yeah, we always do that sometimes. We love making breads together, and we're very good cookers of bread. And we also use it for lunchtimes, like soup or pasta. Whoa.
If you've got a solid table, then what you can do is pick it up and whack it down.
Yep, let me try have a go. Okay. One more go. Your turn now.
It works, it works. What you're really looking to do is to knead it for about 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And really, look, people will have different techniques of kneading. It's just about mixing it together.
No.
If you need little bits of, tiny bit of extra flour, that's no problem.
Yeah, because we don't want to get our hands like so soft.
Just a little bit of extra if it's getting a bit sticky, but actually it will be sticky for the first couple of minutes. We'll be back, because you don't want to watch us just kneading for another 5 minutes. Okay, we've been kneading for about another 5 minutes.
Or like 4 minutes.
Yeah, maybe 4 minutes to be fair.
Yeah.
What we've got is a dough that's pretty smooth. It doesn't feel sticky anymore.
Yeah, and also we're going to try it after we cook it.
Almost definitely. So it doesn't feel sticky anymore.
Nope.
If you push it, it sort of gently tries to spring back. So it looks like we've kneaded it enough in order for it to kind of bond together and then be able to rise up and still keep the bubbles, which is what bread's all about. I'm going to put it back into our bowl. I'm going to whiz it round just because that's kind of fun.
Can I have a try?
Yeah, that is quite fun. Please don't throw it out. Okay, cool. We're good. So we've just got it nice and kind of browned and clean in there. Now I'm going to put a tea towel over the top of it.
It also looks like a massive dough ball from Pizza Express.
It does, yes. Other pizza shop brands are available. We're going to cover it and we're going to leave it for 1 hour.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to pause the video for that one. Come on. So we've got our loaf and it's positioned on our tray. It's going to rise. So what we want to do is give the top of the loaf a little bit of room to move. So we need to make some cuts with a sharp knife. Do you want to make some?
Yeah, I'll be careful.
Okay, cool.
Make sure to do not try this at home carefully.
Mind this finger.
Be careful. If you're going to do this, make sure you have a parent with you or someone to help you.
Nice. Mind this finger.
Yep.
Yeah. And last one. And we're good. Cool. So what we've got now is we've got a loaf. You might see some of these lines in it.
It's like a sausage roll.
It does look a bit like a sausage roll. It's going to expand out and it's going to be tasty. We're going to leave it now for another hour or so and it will get bigger. Better turn it off, eh? Okay, it's been about an hour. We've let the bread rise. Let me show you it. See, it's a lot bigger now, right?
Yeah, that looks like real cooked bread.
And the slashes that Matthew made have grown wider so you can see that the bread has risen up. We're now going to put this in the oven. The oven it's on at 200 degrees and we've preheated the oven. So we're going to put this in for 25 minutes. It should be round about done now. Brilliant, you're back. Our bread is now out of the oven. We actually cooked it for 27 minutes in total. 25 that we put on first, and then we took it off the tray and just put it on the rack of the oven for 2 minutes just to crisp everything up.
And it might take like a while to heat down. It's very hot, so be very careful if you bake this.
So we baked it, and Matthew's right, it is a little bit hot, but because we are both quite hungry,
we're going to try it to see if
we'll
it tastes good.
Definitely try it. And you can probably see steam, well we can definitely see steam coming off this. It's pretty good and
We'll try this
warm. You can see
Ah, it feels
it's
warm.
looking nice inside. And now we've got a knife. Matthew's going to put some butter on, and we're happy boys. Have fun making bread. So we're all good?
Yep, we're going to be trying it.
Let's
okay.
try it. Let's see if it's nice.
3, 2, 1. Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh, good. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
Mm-mm.
Hey, try making red bread next time and we'll see you all next time. Bye.